we will see if we have an analog filter HA of S, then how can you get H of Z? That's it. That we will see. Okay, let us take HA of S is the analog filter design. Okay, and this basically this is the transfer function. So you will be having some this polynomial, numerator polynomial and denominator polynomial. So take m minus 1 plus b2 m minus 2 and so on, divided by similar way in the denominator a naught s power n plus a1 s power n minus 1 plus and so on. Numerator polynomial and denominator polynomial basically will be having. And this total polynomial we should make into some factors. We should cut into factors, factorization, like c1 by s minus s1 plus, sorry, pole no, p1, c2 into s minus p2 plus and so on. Only poles, numerator factors will go out because we are taking the partial fractions. We will give we can get like this. And see, sometimes you will get s square plus s plus 1. This kind, don't feel that you will get imaginary part. This pole may be imaginary. Okay, it may be a complex, it may be a real. So you can convert this total transfer function into partial fractions like this. And this can be written as simply in simple format. Summation k is equal to 1 to n, okay, ck by s minus pk, correct? Just in a simple format, you can, in a summation format, we can write like this. This HA of S, this is HA of S. Now, in order to get this H of Z, we need to convert this HA of t into H of t, means we should convert into time domain. Then this should be converted into H of n. Then that H of n will be converted into H of Z. So from HA of S, next we need to get H of t, small h of t. How to get it? By taking inverse Laplace transform. Then tell me, what is the inverse Laplace transform of this HA of S? HA of t is equal to, Sandhya, tell me, inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s minus a. Hence, inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s minus a is equal to what? Sandhya, are you absent? Sandhya, are you absent? Sirisha?
Yes, sir.
Sirisha, what is the formula for this inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s minus a?
I forgot formula, sir.
Okay, then Priyanka? Priyanka, do you remember?
So cos of something.
No, it is just 1 by s minus a.
Power 80.
Yeah, very good. E power 80. Very good. So this is the formula. Similar to this, this can be written as summation k is equal to 1 to n ck into e power 80. Then we got h of t, fine. Then we need to convert into h of n. How to do it? How to do h of t into h of n? How to convert? Priyanka, how can I get h of n from this? Priyanka, are you there? Anyone? How to get h of n from HA of t? Sirisha,
Yes, sir.
how to get h of n from this? I want h of n. So it is a time domain, continuous domain, right? I need to convert into discrete. How to convert continuous signal into discrete?
Applying DTFT formula, sir.
No. It is a continuous.
Differentiation, sir.
No. It is. It suppose say you have this signal HA of t. Suppose say you want this kind of signal, discrete signal. How to get this? This one. This is by doing sampling. So if you do the sampling analog signal, it will be converted into discrete. In the starting of the class, I told this the introduction class. Okay. So remember, this is very important point. How do you get the analog signal into discrete? By using sampling. Okay. If you want to get this as a digital signal like this, this is a multi-level digital signal. This you have to use after this quantization process. Okay. So we need only now the sampling. Therefore, what to do to get the sampling? We need to take the regular interval of samples from the continuous signal. So we need to substitute t is equal to nt, where t is the sampling period. I want at every 1 second means t is equal to 1 second, you can keep it. Then 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, only at these points it will take the value from t. Okay, if I want only for every 0.5 second means we can give t is equal to 0.5 second. That is the sampling. Now we will substitute t is equal to nt here. So substitute t is equal to nt. Therefore, it will be written as HA of nt is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to n ck into e power a n t. Okay. Now, now this HA of nt is nothing but h of n. We can write it as h of n because we are taking only the samples in a discrete fashion. We can make it a simple index h of n. This is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to n ck into this is e power at whole power n. I can write. Okay, e power at whole power n. Now I want h of z. How to get from this h of z? Yes, Priyanka, any idea? Priyanka is absent.
Sir, Z transform, sir.
Z transform, please take. Then tell me what is the Z transform of this? This is like C1 into e power at whole power n, right, plus C2 into e power at plus whole power n, and so on. So here only C1, C2 constants are changing. This you can take common. So this you can write it as C1 plus C2 plus and so on into e power at whole power n. So similar way, summation k is equal to 1 to n c power k c k, you can keep it same. Then for this only you take the Z transform. Then what you can write? What is the jet transform of this? This is like a power n. What is the jet transform of a power n? Jet transform of a power n is equal to this is 1 by 1 minus a z power minus 1, right? Some people will write this up by taking z LCM. This also can be written as z by z minus a, right?
Yes, sir.
So the formula is 1 by 1 minus a z inverse. Similar to this, this can be written as 1 by 1 minus a here is e power at into z power minus 1. So HA of S is equal to, if HA of S is equal to summation K is equal to 1 to N Ck by S minus Pk, then H of Z is equal to summation K is equal to 1 to N Ck by 1 minus e power at z power minus 1. Sorry, here at pkt how a come? Sorry, here I wrote at. It's actually pk, right? It is pk. It is pk. 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 So it is e power pk. It is pkt. The t is a sampling period. Understood this? This is the rule. So if we have in the problem, they have given HA of S, you convert into partial fractions method, I mean into this format, then you just compare this. If you compare this to what you can write, if you have this format, simply H of Z, you can place the same C1 values and so on. Here, if you have PK, you should have here e power pkt. That's it. So simply the transformation is this. Okay. You just get the pk values and substitute in this and get each term. Understood this? And this is for t values from t 1 second to above values. If sometimes the sampling period is very small, that means for small values, for t is very small, we need to take capital T here. Means h of z, we should write it as summation k is equal to 1 to n t into ck by 1 minus e power pk t z power minus 1. Okay. That means for high sampling rate, you need to take extra t here. That's it. Any doubts?
Sir, previous slide.
Previous slide. Yes. Tell me.
No, sir, I'm writing no.
If Sirisha, whatever I'm doing on the whiteboard, I'm saving it. So if you want, if anybody want this whiteboard slides, please put a message. I will forward all this whiteboard. Okay, Sirisha. Don't feel that you are not able to write it at my speed, because we need to complete the syllabus also. Wherever the problems are there I'm giving time. Remaining part and all I'm explaining. This material will be shared with you on request.
Okay, sir.
Already the PPTs and all already provided, materials provided in the Moodle. If you need this whiteboard also, then put a message to me. I will share this also.
Okay, sir.
Can,
Yes.
sir.
What Sandhya?
Please share, sir, this also.
Sandhya, you if you tell now in the middle of the class I can't send. After the class I
No,
may
sir,
forget.
after class only, sir, not now.
Okay, Sandhya will put me message. I will send it immediately. Is it okay, Sandhya?
Okay, sir.
You will also forget to message me.
Sir?
You will also forget.
No, sir, no, sir. I will message you, sir.
Yeah, thing is sometimes I may forget. That's why I'm asking you to recall me. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Then we'll see the problem on this. It's very, very important problem. These two bilinear transformation and impulse invariant method definitely will get one problem question. Note down the problem for the analog filter, analog filter H of S is equal to 2 by S plus 1 into S plus 2. Determine H of Z using impulse invariant method. If they don't mention the method, then it's up to you. Any one method you can use. Impulse invariance method. Assume t is equal to 1 second. Okay. If they give small t values, milliseconds or microseconds order, you please use that second formula. Okay. This formula you use for t small values. For t is equal to 1 second means up this formula is okay. So now we will take the problem solution. Okay, what is given? Given is h of s is equal to 2 by s plus 1 into s plus 2. Okay. Then tell me someone what is the next step? How to proceed this?
Laplace transform.
No, no, no. That is not the first step. That is next step. What is
Partial
the,
fractions.
very good. This is the first step is take the partial fractions. So I'll take it as s c1 by s plus 1 plus c2 by s plus 2 or a by something, b by something. It's up to you. Okay, I will go with your method. A, B. Then tell me what is the AB values. Please, all of you do it and find these partial fractions, these constants, A and B. Take the LCM. Guys, I'm doing means I'm not telling that you should copy it. You do on your own. Wherever you have the doubt, you do it. You just look at the board and cross verify. A plus A into S plus 2 plus B into S plus 1. This is equal to A plus B into S plus 2A plus B by S plus 1 into S plus 2. Okay. Then if you compare with this numerator here, with this, then comparing numerators both the sides. Yes, for yes coefficient is 0. That means a plus b here is equal to 0, and 2a plus b is equal to 2. Therefore, if it solve these two equations, minus if I do this bb is cancelled, I will get minus a is equal to minus 2. Therefore, a is equal to 2 and b is equal to minus 2. Okay, got the same? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Therefore, h of s can be written as 2 by s plus 1 minus 2 by s plus 2. Here we'll put here minus, but let it be coefficient is minus like this. This is a summation kind, let it be plus here. Okay, now we got the partial fractions. Then next, what should we do? From this, we need to write what are the poles. From this, what are the poles? Okay, P1 value from this
-1, sir.
minus 1, P2
-2, sir.
minus 2. Similar way, coefficients constants, numerator values. That means C1 value and C2 value.
2 -2, sir.
Yeah, 2 minus 2. 2 minus 2. Therefore, with these values, we can write the h of z. Since h of z is equal to summation k is equal to 1 to n ck by 1 minus e power pkt into z power minus 1. Here it is two terms because n value is the second order polynomial. So we have two poles. So 2 times we should write this. That means C1 by 1 minus e power P1 capital T z power minus 1 plus C2 divided by 1 minus e power P2 T z power minus 1. Okay. Then this is equal to C1 is to substitute the values. 1 by 1 minus e power p1 is minus 1 and t is 1, so it is 1 z power minus 1 plus c2 value is minus 2, then down 1 minus e power p2 value is minus 2, so minus 2 into 1, so minus 2 z power minus 1, right? It's done. Then this e power minus 1, you can write the value of e power minus 1 and you can club this and you should write in a h of z. Whatever is given in the problem, same way you should write it. So what is e power minus 1? What is e power minus 1 value, Sandhya? Take the calculator and do it.
0.36, sir.
0.36. Here I will suggest you take at least 4 digits. So your answer won't much deviate from the examiner value. So
3678.
0.3678. Very good. Z power minus 1. Then plus minus 2 by 1 minus e power minus 2 value
0.135.
135
3.
3 z power minus 1. Then you take the LCM of these two. It is equal to LCM. Take the LCM and multiply and simplify and tell me the final answer. Please take 2 minutes and complete it. Tell me the simplified one. Take the LCM and the bottom you should get down, you should get 1 something into z power minus 1. Here you will get minus and some coefficient plus some value into z power minus 2. Because second order system, down you will get z power minus 2. And in the top after taking the LCM, you will get one constant and one z power minus 1. So here we will get only the value. Constant you won't get, it will be cancelled because top 2 and minus 2 is there. 1 will give 1 minus 1, it will be cancelled. Also no constant in the numerator. Yes, somebody, if completed, please tell me this transfer function. Complete these gaps. Sandhya, what is the answer?
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
So denominator 1 minus 0.5031 z bar minus 1.
0.5.
031.
Very good. 0.31. Right. Next.
0.0497 z bar minus 2.
Very good. Very good. Sirisha. Next numerator.
Sir, doing.
Okay.
Numerator 0.465 I got.
0.465. Very good. Good. Done. So problem is looking simply. What do you say, guys? The problem is okay, simple. Are you okay? Priyanka, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is a simple problem, and you have more chances to get these problems. I mean, not exactly the same, but almost the same you will get. So you should practice well about these partial fractions. Then inverse Laplace also, no need to worry. It's the same pointer, same derivation. Here, no need to take any Laplace, inverse Laplace here. Directly, if you get the poles and this numerator constants, you just simply place here. That's it. And the simplification. Simplification is required because initially the problem is given in this fashion. Of course, in this fashion also you can keep it. Just a product of this. No need to multiply it. So whatever they have given in this format, you try to keep the answer also in this format. Otherwise, this is the final end. Okay. But nobody will cut the marks because of this format or the product format. Like it's both are correct only. If you are clear, I will go to the next topic. Are you clear? Sandhya, shall I go to next topic?
Yes, sir.
And the practice problems I have given in the Moodle. Please don't say that I am not giving more problems. It's a simple problem, similar problems, and there is no much variation in the problems. So there is no different ways they will ask. Same way they will ask. So please take the practice problems I placed in the Moodle already. Then practice it. Any doubts, you come back to me. Then I will go to next topic, that is bilinear transformation method. Bilinear transformation. This is the next method which can be used for transforming the analog filter to digital domain. So I will tell you the procedure, how can we convert and what is the transformation, and in the transformation, what is the advantage and what is the drawback. So basically bilinear transformation is used to avoid the drawback in the impulse invariant. Where what is the impulse invariant problem? For high frequencies above this primary stream, we can't design. So it is limited to the low pass filters and band pass filters. Okay. Therefore, we go for the bilinear transformation to overcome that problem. So many poles to one pole mapping should be avoided through the bilinear transformation, right? So for this, I will take the first conversion, a transformation. For that, I will assume the analog filter transfer function h of s is equal to b by s plus a. So say this is my transformation. Don't feel that it is looking simple, but it will be applicable for all also. So it's just that's why for transformation derivation, I have taken a simple format, b by s plus a. So this h of s is nothing but output by input. So output, if I say y of s and input is x of s, this can be written as b by s plus a. Then I will take cross multiplication. Therefore, y of s into s plus a, then b into x plus. Then I will multiply this. It will become s into y of s plus a into y of s. This is equal to b into x of s. This s into y of s is nothing but it is in time domain. Just take inverse Laplace transform on both sides. So what do you get if you take inverse Laplace transform on both sides? S into y of s. How can I write? Sirisha, what is the inverse Laplace transform of s into y of s? S into y of s is transformed to d by dt of y of t. Okay, then y of s, a is a constant. So y of s is transformed to y of t. X of s is transformed to x of t. Right? Now, if I place this there, I can write it as d by dt of y of t plus a into y of t, that is equal to b into x of t. Okay, then this d by dt of y of t, I can write simply like y dash of t. We used to basically denote it just for simplicity. B into x of t I have written. Then see, after getting this y of t, what we need to do? We need to convert it to discrete domain. So we need to write t is equal to nt. this equation can be written as y dash of nt plus a into y of nt is equal to b into x of nt. Okay, then this y of t basically say okay, say this is equation 1. I'll come back to this point. From or by the trapezoidal approximation, trapezoidal approximation. I think in the numerical methods you might have studied this. If it is not learned, please note down this point. By the trapezoidal approximation at t is equal to nt, sorry, first I'll write this, then I will substitute t is equal to nt. At, for that, by the trapezoidal approximation, basically the y of t, any function, any continuous function can be written as within the limits t naught to t y dash of tau d tau plus y of t naught. So it is the summation of all the points of derivative terms including its initial value. So that is y of t. That means when you start at 1, the next difference is 0.5. If I say this is the point I will get. Next difference I will mention 0.1. Next difference I will mention 0.2. Then what is this value? This initial value plus all the derivative points, sum of all the derivative points, right? So this is the point. Sum of all derivative points plus its initial value. This will give you the total value at any point. Yes, Sandhya, are you getting? Sirisha,
Yes, sir.
any doubts so far?
No, sir.
Yeah. So this trapezoidal approximation, we can substitute in the first equation, but the first equation is having a t is equal to nt. So for this also, a t is equal to nt. If you substitute, this will become y of nt is equal to, this integral won't come in the discrete. If you take samples, this integration will go to like a summation, but here it is y dash of tau. So we'll take it within the limits, the summation of this y dash of tau. That is the average t by t into y dash of nt plus y dash of nt minus t. Because we are taking the present value and past value difference, we are taking the difference. We need to take both. We need to take both and take the average, the t by t. This is the y of nt from this, including the initial value. Initial value is coming from y of nt minus t, the past value. Okay. Now, this trapezoidal approximation, I will substitute in the first equation. Or for the first equation, I can substitute here. This is good. Therefore, nt, I will substitute the first equation in the second equation. Say I'll say this is second equation. This is second equation. So I'll substitute, say, first equation and second equation. Substitute equation 1 in equation 2. Therefore, equation 2 can be written as y of nt is equal to t by 2 into this y dash of nt is from the first equation. Y dash of nt is equal to y dash of nt plus a into y, y of nt is equal to b into x of nt, right? This is the first equation. From this y dash of nt is equal to minus a into y of nt plus b into x of nt, right? This I will substitute here. It is a into y of nt plus b into x of nt. Next, y dash of nt minus t. So same thing, but y in place of y dash inside nt minus t you should write plus b into x of nt minus t. And next, yeah, bracket close, then y of nt minus t, bracket close, plus y of nt minus t. That means minus a y dash of nt minus t plus b into x of nt minus t. Done. Now we will simplify this. This is nt. This is not dash. This is not dash. Okay, this is y of nt minus t only. It's not dash. So it's not dash. Y of nt minus t only we should write. It is for y dash of nt only. Okay, so we'll simplify this. Any y of nt minus t here is there, but we can not cancel it. Okay, then what we do is we will just gather y of nt terms one side and y of nt minus t one side, another side. Then this side y of nt is there, and this side y of nt here. So we'll take it to this side. So it is minus, it will go to plus here. So a into t by 2 into y of nt y of nt minus, sorry, y of nt only, y of nt, that's it. Is equal to then y of nt minus t here one term, here one term. Therefore, two terms are there. First, I will write a positive term. I mean this coefficient. Then next is this coefficient, that is minus at by 2 into y of nt minus t. Okay. And if you want to make it this all y's to this side, then make it this also to the left side. Anyhow, we want again y of z by x of z. So let us make this y of all y terms also to the left side. Then is equal to all x terms to the left side, right side you keep it. The first term is x of nt, only one term is there, that too with the coefficient bt by 2, x of nt. And second term is x of nt minus t with the coefficient b again. So again this is same coefficient bt by 2 only. So it is x of nt minus t. Okay. Right. Now we have this total equation in discrete domain. Now take the Z transform. Take Z transform on both sides. Therefore, what do you get here? Y of nt is written as y of z. Then, of course, you can take common no here also y of nt. So I can make it like y of z into 1 plus at by 2. Okay. Yeah. Then here, for this, I will take it as 1 minus at by 2 into y of nt minus t. It is like a shifted version. So one time shifting. So z power minus 1 you will get. This is capital Y of z. This is equal to bt by 2 into this is x of z. This is plus one time shifted. So z inverse into capital X of z. Okay. Understood this step? conversion, jet transform? Sandhya? Okay. See, now I will take common y of z because I want a y of z by x of z. So I will take common y of z. Y of z I will take common from left side. Then it will be like 1 plus at by 2 uh, plus sorry, it's not plus, minus minus 1 minus at by 2 into z inverse is equal to this side. If we take x of z common, we have bt by 2 bt by 2 bt by 2 into 1 plus z inverse. Correct. Now what I want is y of z by x of z. This is the h of z. That's why I'm taking this. This is equal to, now x of z is equal to bt by 2 into 1 plus z inverse divided by this whole 1 plus at by 2 minus 1 minus at by 2 into z power minus 1. Okay, this is equal to, now I can take I can again simplify this. 80 by 2 I can take it common, so I can simplify it further. It is 1 plus z inverse, denominator 1.
Sir, the jet inverse is whole for 1 minus at by 2, no, sir?
Correct, that's what I'm feeling. Why minus 1 plus 1 is cancelling. Okay, this is just inverse for whole. Right, now Sandhya, correct. Then this 1 minus z inverse, 1 minus z inverse we can write, then plus 80 by 2 plus 80 by 2. So 80 by 2 into 1 plus z inverse I can write. So this plus this. I can't take it common, but I can, I will take 1 plus z inverse common, so that numerator it will be cancelled. Therefore, it can be written as bt by 2 into 1 plus z inverse divided by, here I will take 1 minus z inverse by 1 plus z inverse plus at by 2. Therefore, 80 by 4, yes, that whole into 1 plus z inverse. Then this and this is cancelled. Therefore, h of z, this is h of z, this is equal to bt by 2 divided by, here also tt not cancel, this is out of the range. Okay, bt by 2 into at by 2 plus 1 minus z inverse by 1 plus z inverse. Then t by 2 you can take common. Now t by 2 you can cancel it. So bt by 2 divided by t by 2 we will take common. So it will be written like a plus 1 minus z inverse by 1 plus z inverse into 2 by t we should write here to cancel it. So this is cancelled. Then it's looking like b by this 2 by t into 1 minus z inverse by 1 plus z inverse plus a. Got it, Sandhya? This is the final transfer function h of z. Any observation here? Here h of s taken is b by s plus a. Then what we got after transformation? h of z is equal to b by 2 by t into 1 minus z inverse by 1 plus z inverse plus a, right? Then both are similar. That means the transformation is s. In place of s, we have to keep this 2 by t into 1 minus z inverse by 1 plus z inverse. This is the transformation. Okay. So wherever you have the s in the analog filter, we just have to keep this t by 2 into 1 minus z inverse by 1 plus z inverse. This is the transformation, bilinear transformation. Please understand this. Any doubts so far?
No, sir.
Okay. At this point, I will close it. For using this transformation, whether we have overcome the drawback in impulse invariant method or not, we will test tomorrow. And further, if any difficulty and limitation further in the bilinear transformation, that also we'll discuss. Then after that, we will see a problem of this. Okay. Then tomorrow, I will close this unit. Any discussions you can, remaining people can leave. Okay, if no discussions, okay, thank you. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue this.